So we continue one more lecture on the concave surface of section. This is lecture 4 on this. So this is the lecture number 19 as such. Today we will remember our Department of Mathematics, since I have spent a significant amount of time in the University of Delhi. 5 years I studied in Ramjas College, and then MSc, and then 3 years full time in the PhD. So 5 plus 5, so almost 5 plus 3, 8 years I have spent. So at that time the faculty was different. So I just taken this photo from I wanted to actually talk about Professor R.S. Verma, but somehow I was unable to get his details. But then I thought, in the process, I got Department of Mathematics and his little bit detail about him also. So I thought, okay, let us talk about the Department of Mathematics, which anyway, my career was built there here only. So this is a new building. So Department of Mathematics, University of Delhi. The impressive tradition of the Department of Mathematics derives its roots from the East, which predates the formation of the postgraduate department. Encompassed within the tradition are names such as Professor P.L. Bhatnagar, Professor J.N. Kapoor, Professor A.N. Mitra, and Professor B.R. Seth, all of whom distinguished themselves by their teaching and research, and who later carved out major roles for themselves on the Indian mathematical scenario, even though they were not directly associated with the postgraduate department. The postgraduate department was set up in 1947. It was fortunate to have Professor Ram Bihari as its first head. Professor Ram Bihari was an eminent mathematician who specialized in the important field of differential geometry. He can be credited with having started the tradition of research in differential geometry, one of the first disciplines in pure mathematics to have been pursued in the department. He guided a number of research scholars and established the high traditions of teaching in the department. During his tenure in 1957, the department also initiated an MA-MSc program in mathematical statistics, and the department was designated as the Department of Mathematics and Mathematical Statistics. In 1962, the department was given a formidable push when a distinguished mathematician, Professor R.S. Verma, who came from the defense. I think I was told by Dr. Bhatnagar that he retired as Major General. Those days, getting a Major General rank for a scientist was not so easy. Assumed the responsibility of the head. It was entirely due to his dynamism and academic breadth that research activities in the department blossomed in several directions, such as operational research, information theory, coding theory, space dynamics, and in complex analysis. So he initiated the space dynamics, where we are all pursuing. The first master's program in operational research in the country was started in this department under his leadership. This was even before any university in the UK and in several other advanced countries had done so. So his foresight was, great. Since the activities and the courses in the department were now so wide and varied, the department was enlarged into the Faculty of Mathematics at the initiative of Professor R.S. Verma. So it was called Faculty of Mathematics. And under him, a lot of people, Professor Bhudev Sharma also registered for his PhD, Dr. Bhatnagar, and like that, a number of distinguished mathematicians, they carried out their research under his guidance. In 1970, after the passing away of Professor R.S. Verma, another distinguished mathematician, Professor Yuan Singh, who was already there in the department, was appointed as the head of the department and the dean of the Faculty of Mathematics. He provided the department with the requisite strength and depth in the core areas of mathematics. He created a strong research in functional analysis, harmonic analysis, and in operator theory. During his stewardship of the department, several distinguished mathematicians from all over the globe began to visit the department regularly, and the department can be said to have attained full maturity. He foresaw the need to have separate departments within the overall setup of the Faculty of Mathematics, and thus were created in 1973 the Department of Mathematics, the Department of Statistics, the Department of Operational Research, and the Department of Computer Science. The Faculty of Mathematics were re-designated as the Faculty of Mathematical Sciences. See, these are the list of the heads of Department of Mathematics, University of Delhi. Professor R.S. Verma from 1951 to 1962. And we were in our school. There was a book on trigonometry written by Professor Ram Bihari and P.D. Gupta. Later on, I joined Ramjas College. So P.D. Gupta was the principal of Ramjas College. So this was the book we studied in our school, trigonometry book. And Professor R.S. Verma from 62 to 70, because 72 he went to a conference in Canada, and there he passed away. And that's why Dr. Bhatnagar's Viva also was delayed. And gradually I also could join with him later. It took me also, I could not apply for my scholarship, CSIR, under him. And Professor Yuan Singh from 70 to 74. Professor Yuan Singh also taught us. Professor R.S. Verma taught us rocketry in the space dynamics. So since the students were less, so he used to call the students. Mostly the class used to take place after lunch, 2 o'clock, I think 2 o'clock to 2:50 or 2:33, whatever the time. And we were used to sit on the sofas, and then he used to take the class there in his office only. So that is how we enjoyed the sofa studies also under his teachership. Professor Yuan Singh taught us functions. There were 2 sections. So one section, Professor Shanti Narayan used to teach functions, and another was Professor Yuan Singh. And Professor Yuan Singh was more, because both were excellent teachers, but Professor Yuan Singh, more people were attending his classes. One thing was, so Shantinarayan class used to start at 9 o'clock. So some of the students were unable to reach. Like me, far away classes we used to come. So some part of the class we used to miss also. So we were following both their notes. Professor P.V. Bhattacharya, then 74 to 76, he also taught us. He taught us in MSc previous. He was teaching us, I think, axiomatic projective geometry. I think he was teaching us there. At that time, when I was there, he was the, I think he was not the professor, he was the reader. He taught us also so we directly knew him. And Professor R.N. Call taught us complex analysis, Elfer's book, if I remember correctly. It was a good, interesting book. And of course, Professor B.S. Yadav, we had not taught us. Later he became. And R.L. Call again, he became second time the head, and Yadav also became second time. Ahuja, Dr. Ahuja, actually I joined my PhD in fluid mechanics in the beginning because of the registration problems. And of course, I tried in boundary layer theory for a few months. So he used to teach us fluid mechanics. And D.L. Jain, Dr. Iqbal Singh, P.K. Jain was he he was very much, I was knowing him quite well, even when I used to go, because his younger brother was my close friend, who was also 1 year senior to us. Professor R.L. Vasudevan, had taught us in Ramjas College. And later on, he went to US to do his PhD. So later on, he came to, I think, to some other university, and then he came to Delhi University. So when I met him, and that time I tell him, sir, you have taught us, he used to teach us modern algebra, wonderful teacher. So then S.C. Arora was my good friend at the research floor. He was senior to us, but all guidance we used to take from excellent person. And of course, B.K. Das also was another good friend there. So I know a couple of people from this list. Some were teachers and some were known to me. And Professor Dev Singh, I think, was 1 year junior to us. He passed in 71. We passed MSc in 70. So that is the Delhi University background. We'll come back to our areas. So we were doing last time this this unequal surface of section. So we'll take up one paper of Nishant. Nishant, excellent student in BTech level, and later on he did his MTech from MIT, passed GATE also. He did a research project with me on the Respond program from ISRO, and then now he's doing his PhD in Japan. And before that, he went to do another internship there. They paid everything. So he's doing excellently good in research. So in that little time, he generated enough research during his project. So in this paper, internal resonance periodic orbits in photogravitational restricted three-body problem. So around 9 times it is cited. Maybe it might have been cited more. Some more people should have cited. Interior resonance periodic orbits around the Sun in the Sun-Jupiter photogravitational restricted three-body problem using unequal surface was studied. The nature, stability, and location of these periodic orbits with the interior resonance. So he identified this 2:1, 3:2, 4:3. All these things he identified are generated for different values of Jacobi constant. So he played with the Jacobi constant. It is found that with the increase in the value of C, these orbits transform into tidal lock. So this word tidal lock he located from the literature, which is a rare case of resonance with 1:1. The period of time of these orbits is found to decrease with the increase in Sun's radiation pressure. If you put, then the period is decreasing. The oblateness of Jupiter is found to increase the period of time for these orbits. So he took both. The model which he used was the one which we used. This is a thing which he was excellent. As a student itself, he learned good writing the papers, research papers. That was a positive thing which he has learned. So the problem which he has taken was you can see from here, he has taken the more massive primary as the source of radiation. Q is coming over here, and smaller primary as the oblate spheroid. So this is because most of the Sun and Jupiter, Sun and Earth, all these work. So this is where I worked on 87 on this model. So, and you can see the Sun, this is more massive is on this side. This figure also shows, and this I always see R. If X plus mu is there, then the more massive primary is on the left side, because the coordinate of this will be minus mu 0. And if it is on the right side, its coordinate will be mu 0. So it will be X minus mu, because you are finding the distance of the point, the third body whose coordinates are in X value. We are all talking only about the planar cases. Three-dimensional, you have some more other points also get generated. L6, L7 are also there. And some more people say some more. So this is how the mean motion is taken. 1 plus 3 by 2, because this was the became very popular mean motion. So this is how it continued. So surface of section, the method is same. Program was only to change the equations. So periodic orbit around Sun in the Sun-Jupiter system. From the Sun-Jupiter system, we have generated the PSS, the Poincare surface of section, for the mass ratio. So Sun-Jupiter mass ratio is taken. That is almost 1 by 1000, taken from that earlier one when we studied Jacobi. With Jacobi constant, C is equal to 2.99 and Q is equal to 1. That means no radiation pressure. So this is how, and then you can see here the location of the periodic orbits with 4:3, 3:2, and 2:1 interior resonance located from RSS around this are shown in figure 4. You can see in figure 4. So this is the one. This is PSS. All this you can see areas developed, and this is the. So this orbit is 2:1. And this is 3:2, and this is 4:3. These three. So these three are main ones which are studied. So this is for C is equal to 2.99, Q is equal to 1. Now, when you increase the radiation pressure, there will be a shift in these locations of these periodic orbits, and shape also will change. That will be shown later. So when Q was 2.9, C is 2.99 only. Uh, 2.9. So next one is here C is 2.99, but Q, so radiation pressure is increased. But when Q is 1, there is no radiation pressure. Q is 99, that means epsilon is 0.1. So the radiation pressure is increased, and we can see that the locations will change. If we see carefully, you can see here itself. So you similar trend you can see here, 0.985. So you can see here this value is coming between 0.3, 0.4. So this will be slightly going there. If we see carefully, then only we can find out. So this is how. But you can see here, this has already changed. This you can see very easily from there. So this is just to show that the PSS is going to change as you increase the radiation pressure. And these are the orbits from there, those points. 2:1, 3:2, and 4:3. So for Q is equal to 1, they are drawn. Now, what he did is he played with the increase in Jacobi constant. So when you are C is 2.99, you can see these loops. And when you increase this, these loops will start decreasing. Further you increase, this decrease. And further you increase, they almost. And further you increase, this becomes. And further you increase C, so this becomes. And all this, he is done at the graduate level, undergraduate, when he was doing this. So he found out, because before that we didn't see this, we didn't see that this kind of thing is happening. Mostly with these forces people have not studied. So he was one of the first to take up this kind of study. Later on, he has to go other thing. Otherwise, if he had continued, he would have done many other jobs also here. Because they spend only 4 months' time. And similarly, you can see here, this is 2:1, the other one is 3:2, and the other one is 4:3. So this is 3:2, and you can see here, similar trend. And you see this has become almost at 3 is equal to 1, 2.99 to 3, this has changed shape. This was interesting to us. We found, okay, something is there. So we continued this. And similarly, you can see here. If you take little less, then these fellows will be still bigger. They will be still bigger. If C is still, you take it this side, they will be bigger. As you increase, go on increasing, and all these are without radiation pressure. Q is 1 only. He kept Q. So this is for the planar restricted 3-body problem. How the Jacobi constant is playing a role on this 3. This is on 4:3. The other one is on 3:2, and this one is on 2:3. So this observation he noticed. It became very useful to Prashant later, because after all, Prashant has, then he carried, we got a project on Hello Orbits from the ISRO, from Bangalore, ISEC. ISRO, now it is called UR Rao Space Satellite Center. So from there we got a project, and then he continued his work. He did on Hello Orbits, 3-dimensional periodic orbits around the collinear points L1, L2, L3. Because the ISRO is planning to send one of the mission is there on the Lagrangian point, Sun Earth Lagrangian point, other side. They want to send a satellite. So that project we worked. So this is how he located the effect of these things with Jacobi constant. So stability was, as you said, stability, again we are using the similar thing, the width of the quasi-periodic orbits. So the same method was utilized. We can notice from these figures that the width of Km Tori of the first order interior resonance periodic orbit 2:1, 3:2, and 4:3 with the increase in Jacobi constant C. The location of these periodic orbits move closer to the more massive primary with the increase in Jacobi constant C. So as you increase C, Jacobi constant, so these are moving towards the more massive primary. The width of Km Tori is different for the 3 first order interior resonance cases. They are different. The width of Km Tori for 2:1 resonant orbit is greater than that of 3:2 and 4:3, and is greater than for 3:2 resonant orbits than this. So this is the order they follow. So these two observations were made. You can see here the locations. The width of Km Tori for location 2:1 interior resonance orbit around Sun. So this is specifically for Sun-Jupiter system. This is studied. Other one is, the one left tip and right tip. This line shows the right tip, and then with Jacobi constant, this increases also. The stability, that zone also increases as you are nearing. That means with C increase, you are going towards the more massive primary, and this is increasing also. So your loops will increase around that, because where quasi-periodic orbits they are happening. And this is for 3:2. So, and then the other one is for 4:3. So that was the order in which it has happened. So effect of perturbations on period of time of the interior resonance periodic orbits. So in the framework of photogravity restricted 3-body problem, the periodic orbits around Sun in the Sun-Jupiter system with 2:1, 3:2, 4:3 interior resonance with the orbit of Jupiter are studied. The solar radiation pressure plays an important role in the transformation of resonance of the periodic orbits around the Sun. It also has an effect on the period of time of these interior resonance orbits and shifts the location of these periodic orbits closer to the smaller primary. So this was important. It also has effect on the period of time of these interior resonance orbits and shifts the location of these periodic orbits closer to the smaller primary. PSS has been generated for various Jacobi constants C, the Sun-Jupiter system, by varying the value of Q from 1 to 1 means no radiation pressure, 0.98 means 0.2, epsilon is 0.2. Periodic orbits around the Sun are located from the PSS and are plotted. The variation in the period of time is noted and plotted to compare the deviation of the period of time with Q. It shows that period of time, normally we write time period, but one of the reviewers said you write period of time. So, okay, we have to respect the reviewer. So, period of time. Otherwise, you say time period, but he was very specific that period of time, what should be used. Period of time increases with the increase in C and decreases with the increase in solar radiation pressure. It increases with the increase in C and decreases with the increase in radiation pressure for all the cases of 2:1, 3:2, and 4:3 interior resonance orbits, as shown in figure 11 to 13. Here it is shown. So you can see Q is equal to 1 is this one, blue one, and the last one has radiation pressure. This is, period is decreasing. You can see there. With respect to Jacobian constant, C is increasing here, and this is the period in days. This is given in days also. You can convert, anytime non-dimensional to dimensional, you can increase it. And that is how this is the 2:1 periodic orbits with solar radiation pressure Q and C. So C is there, the two parameters are changed. So Q is changed over here, and they are almost linearly they varying except for a small change, but mostly the variation is almost going linearly as you are increasing the value of C. And this is fully linear only. 3:2 increases, and here also you can see the same pattern. This is Q1, and then this is with radiation pressure, there is a decrease over there. Similarly here, the variation, the magnitude of variation is slightly different. The period of time for 4:3 periodic orbits with solar radiation pressure Q and C. So we have considered the effect of oblateness. See, oblateness in when you take Sun and Jupiter, even then Jupiter is quite oblate. But when you take the distance between them, then this number becomes very small. On the motion of the particle in the photogravitational restricted theory to study deviations of location of periodic around Sun, the Sun-Jupiter system, and also the period of deviation. It is found that there is no significant change. Why that is no significant? Because this number is very small in the location of the interior resonance. So that is why the oblateness. But oblateness, and if you take Jupiter and its satellites, then oblateness can do lot of good, because then effect of oblateness will be significant. So I suggest that those who are studying oblateness with radiation pressure and oblateness in real system, you will find the value of oblateness will be small, especially in solar system, unless you very randomly and you may think somewhere in the star in our system somewhere something may be there, but in the solar system these values are not very large. So that's why the effects are also not seen significantly. The time period of these orbits is found to increase marginally with the oblateness of Jupiter. Very small difference will come. The time period of interior resonance orbits is computed. It will happen, the effect of this oblateness will come when you are studying the orbits around the Jupiter. Even if it is the Sun is source of radiation and the other is oblate, then if you are studying that orbit, but most of the orbits are around Sun. But that orbit, if we are studying, like we have studied last time, I told you, Sun-Mars system when we studied, there it will play a role. Those results, I think one can work meaningfully. We will get some good results with oblateness. The time period of interior resonance periods is computed with and without oblateness effect. It is found that first order interior resonance orbits with 2:1 resonance have 0.146% increase in the time period. 3:2 and 4:3 resonance orbits also have increase in time period, but this is reasonably less, but this is more, 2:1. It is found that first order interior resonance, that this is more, this increase is more here, 2:1. Summary and conclusions, right? The first order interior resonance with 2:1, 3:2, 4:3 are studied. These orbits transform into nearly circular orbits with resonance 1:1 or tidal lock, a rare case of resonance, with 1:1 for Jacobi constant C greater than 3.1. For these three type of orbits, the width of Km Tori increases with the increase in Jacobi constant. The location of these periodic orbits move closer to the more massive primary with the increase in Jacobi constant. The width of Km Tori of periodic orbits that is 2:1 is greater than 3:2 is greater than 4:3. The time period of these orbits is found to increase with increase in Jacobi constant. The time period decreases with increase in radiation pressure. This result we have seen other places as well. So this is a very strong result, we can say, and marginally increases with oblateness of. So this is how this paper was there, and he as I told you, he has been writing good. I think with time to come, he's a young boy, so with time to time he is going to come out with a very good PhD from Japan, and later on become a very good researcher in the area of orbital dynamics. So you see all these things, See, because I had hardly any time to guide, so he had himself written all these things. Maybe I had just seen a rough thing. 33 references he added. Now I talk about this. So when Prashant was doing his PhD, then I said, Prashant, something Nishant has already done. You continue something more there, because you can let us see whether some more results you can generate from there. So in that background, because some idea we already had on that, by which Nishant has already found out. So merging of resonant periodic orbits, 4:3, 3:2, and 2:1 in Sun Jupiter photogravitational restricted three-body problem. So Prashant Kumar and so this in this we explore the merging of resonant periodic orbits in the framework of planar circular. Actually, he has given already the idea 1:1 that converts, so that is almost kind of getting. But here two are coming from different things. There he made on one, slowly one is becoming circular. So that was here. That was the new thing, which from there only the problem of further studied, and when you study further, it's something new. See, here observation is important. When you go on computing your observation, if you start observing things, you can get many good results also. With the help of Pankaj surface section, we have studied the effect of radiation pressure on 4:3, 3:2, and 2:1 periodic. It is found that radiation pressure helps. See, both the thing, he also started with oblateness and radiation pressure, but then found that the oblateness was not giving much contribution, so finally dropped the oblateness. So it was found that radiation pressure helped in merging these orbits 4:3 and 3:2 into 1:1. So what he called 1:1, that interlock, that thing is, but here it comes through both other separated through different routes and converges into one. And similarly 2:1 into 1:1. At the time of merging, these orbits become near circular. The period and size of these orbits reduce with increase in radiation. Same thing he has also found. So same thing, same result is there, because problem is similar. Anyway, there is a significantly written there introduction, because the requirement was there. So these are. So you can see here the coordinate system is different. You see x minus mu whole square. So the more massive primary is onto the right side, and the smaller primary is to the left side. Q. So this is the only radiation pressure is taken. No oblateness is taken. As I told you, oblateness was dropped because it was not contributing much to the study. So then, and also since he was working for his PhD, so a topic was to be kept long term. So all the studies to be carried out with the radiation pressure. So this is anyway the same. All the things, resonance location. Now these are the you can see the thing, these three. This was shown already. He has shown, Nishant has already shown these things. 2:1 and 4:3, 3:2 and 4:3. These orbits are there. So this is for C is equal to 2.95 and epsilon is equal to 0. So no radiation pressure. without radiation pressure. These are these orbits. They look like this at this. For C is equal to 2.95. Jacobi constant 2.95. And then when you increase the radiation pressure, you see now the change will come in this. We can see the shape, and then you will see the shape will start changing. This to this, there will be some change in the shape. And similarly, further it has, these are reduced. See, here it is completely, and here they are reduced. So it is happening there also, but here it is shown. C is not changed. There, with the Jacobi constant, Nishant was working with that, and Prashant is working with the radiation pressure. So with radiation pressure, how things are, what is happening with these things. C is kept constant, Jacobi constant is kept constant. The radiation pressure is increased. So this is happening. And this is for the locations. The location you can see, C2.95 and epsilon radiation pressure 0.01. This is the location of the, so location will change when you have increased. You can see there up to 0.4 it is going, and this is now, this has gone more. It has become a little wider. Here it did not go that near to 4, but it has gone. There that loops have decreased, but this width has increased. The thing is, if you have to see, these studies are not over as such. Anybody who starts and thinks, does this thing, maybe some new things one can always locate here. In my opinion, we are the beginning, whatever we could see, we have done. But if somebody redo, he or she may find out something new, better things. So with epsilon is equal to 0.05 and 0.07. See, with the radiation pressure, this is increasing. This is increasing. Maybe this is decreasing. And you see there 0.8, and here it has reduced. So its height is decreasing, but its width is increasing. These orbits, and then this loop has gone now. This loop has gone. So you see here to here, this is what is happening. So here in the table, initial location of the orbits are given with all the 3 resonances with epsilon, how their locations are changing. So this is, anyway, they are same thing. Q is in terms of Q and in terms of epsilon. Q is 1, there is no radiation pressure effect. So in epsilon we can see. So this is radiation pressure is increasing. So these locations are, you can see the locations, initial location of the orbit. So locations are changing. For 3 to 2 also this is changing, and 4 is to 3 also it is changing. Evolution of sun-centered orbits with radiation pressure. Here they are sun-centered. Mostly sun-centered are mostly identified. They are all around sun-centered only, because you can see there in the orbit. This is 0. 0 is the location of they are near to the 0 sun. So they are moving around sun in this fashion. And the 2 is to 3 comes, the mean, how they mean their mean motion and this mean motion, how they are being connected. 2 is to 3. One takes 2 round and another takes 3 round, like that you can find out. So evolution of sun-centered orbits with radiation pressure. So Jacobi constant is considered is taken as 2.9, without the radiation pressure and presented in figure 7. These orbits starting from x is equal to 0.2743 and x is equal to 0.4317 are shown in figure 7. They also shift towards Jupiter with increase in radiation pressure. So when radiation pressure is increasing, they are shifting towards Jupiter. Their shape change gradually to elliptic orbits. It is observed that with increase in epsilon, 4:3 resonant orbits merge with 3:2 resonant orbits at x is equal to, so that this value they merge. If one is coming this side or other, so they merge there. And the resonance of the merged periodic orbit becomes 1:1. This orbit shifts. See, this 1:1 already he saw. Nishant has already told there, but this merging process has been shown in over here. The orbit shifts towards Sun with further increase in radiation pressure. As epsilon increases from 0.09 to 0.13, the periodic orbits with 2:1 in interior resonance shifts towards Jupiter and merges with previous one and become near 1:1 resonance. Table 2 provides a comparison of the time period. So you can see there. Now these are anyway the at epsilon, and as epsilon is increasing, these are becoming different. You can see here almost it has become now almost near circular. So you can see here initial locations and time period of the orbits. As epsilon is increasing here, the locations you can see the shifts in the location. This is the periods, and this is 3:2 for 2:1 location, for 3:2 locations, and then this is the period, and this is the 4:3 location, and this is the period. Now this is the one important one. It took a lot of efforts to make this graph, because so many cases we have to run. Then only you can get this kind of this thing. See, you see here, this fellow comes. This is 2:1. Starts as epsilon increases. This is coming here, and this is coming from this side. 3:2, red one, and they are merging here. This is merging, and here also they merge here. This and they merge over here. 4:3, and they merge over here, and finally they so this is quite, I mean, it was a good interesting result which we thought it is worth pursuing. Evolution of periodic orbits in Sun Uranus. Then we thought, okay, whether what happens when you change the mass parameter. So we considered Sun Uranus system. The Sun Jupiter has the maximum mass ratio. If you take in Sun and some other planet, because that is the heaviest planet. So for this we have generated this. So you can see here the locations and period, location and then period. These are these things we have shown here. Second merge, first merge, second merge. This is PSS for 2.9 for the Sun-Uranus system. You see, by seeing here, when it is cutting, we don't see that those, unless one is doing very, very small step size, etc. Those quasi-periodic orbits you will be able to see around that. But when we see here this cut, then when we plot it, this point, then we find this orbit. Similarly, this point, we plotted this, and when we plot this, this comes. So this is, it's possible that we can get those quasi-periodic orbits. I mean those ellipses around that point center and all those. That reason we can get, but for that one has to take a very accurate numerical integration package and then very small step size probably, or you work only on around this. You generate only a small zone you take, then you will get this thing. But then if it is not periodic orbit, it will not generate, because this comes from a different. By taking the initial condition, we are integrating the equations of motion, And this is how this orbit comes. So this has come further increase in the radiation pressure. You can see here, so beautifully this figure has come. Many things will be there in this because we have studied only very limited things. And later on, Neeraj has done, I think, a lot of work she is doing. So I think she has higher order resonance also she has identified in many of the papers. So these are also worth reading. And Professor Thomas, and he's there. I mean, he has been doing, they are doing good, very good work. So you see here now, this one gives you only this. It's interesting work, but the thing is, it depends upon what kind of research you enjoy. What kind of this you have to. Computer will do a lot of things, calculate, then you have to plot them, then you have to see your observation, you have to see, then you have to find out, okay, something is coming, then you have to interpret that. So it is interesting to note that the merging 4:3 to 3:4 and 4:3 periodic orbits are found at almost the same location as obtained in Sun-Jupiter system. However, the merging of 2:1 into 1:1 occurs at different locations. It is noticed that with decrease in mass ratio, the merged periodic one is to move towards more massive primary. Conclusion: the merging of resonant periodic orbits with 4:3, 3:2, and 2:1 first order interior resonance into 1:1 resonance around the Sun in the Sun-Jupiter and Saturn system in the framework of planar circular distributed body are found with the help of Poincare surface of section. The solar radiation pressure plays key role in generating these mergings. So basically, the solar radiation parameter was used in generating the these. So you can keep the Jacobi constant, but other one also can do. Both can also play. One can play with both also. C and radiation pressure. Then also it should be possible. At the time of merging, these orbits become near circular. The period and size of these orbits reduce with the increase in radiation pressure. Period is also reducing, size is also reducing of these orbits with the increase in radiation. See, the interesting thing, somebody wants to do geometry, one can do, find out the last orbit and then study the last orbit. If it is elliptical or circular, you study the properties of that figure, circle or ellipse. If it is ellipse, what is happening to that? Whether it's how its eccentricity changes. If it is eccentric orbit becomes into near circular with radiation pressure, what way that eccentricity, at what level it becomes an eccentric orbit. From these kind of orbits, when it becomes an eccentric orbit, at what level it becomes, and from there how the eccentricity decreases, and can E is equal to 0, can a circular orbit also come? It can become, or what is the maximum eccentricity minimum we can obtain? Say E can be 0.001, or can we obtain E is equal to 0 also by this method, by playing with these both parameters C and this? Maybe somebody can look into that kind of effects also, whether you can get finally a circular orbit. But we have left it at that level, and we have not studied how the decrease has come. I mean, which parameter, how much that has. It looks that we can always find out the orbits because you have the orbit prediction program. So what is the actual orbit? It is there when it started becoming an elliptic orbit, and when before that what was the shape, that is already showing. So enough references are there. Now this is another thing which was also done: resonant periodic orbits in Sun Jupiter and Sun Mercury photogravitational restricted three-body problem. So we explore the effect of radiation pressure on Sun on the resonant periodic orbits in the Sun Jupiter and Sun Mercury system in the framework of planar circular restricted three-body problem with the help of Poincare surface. First order and second order interior resonances are located. The effect of radiation pressure is studied on the location and size of periodic orbits. By increasing the radiation pressure, we have located the first merging and second merging. That is, we have already seen there for different values of Jacobi constant C. For different values of Jacobi constant C. At the time of merging, these orbits become near circular. Near circular, now what is near circular? What was the maximum E we get, minimum V we get? The period and size of these orbits reduce with the increase in radiation pressure. So your introduction is planar circular state. So this, in this model, you can see it is also the more massive is on the to the right side, and it's the radiation pressure. Only radiation pressure is taken. Q is taken. No oblateness is taken. So this is Bhatnagar Chawla, because before that also they have few couple of papers, but they had studied, Bhatnagar and Chawla, they studied this problem and found out critical mass and some of the means it was a well organized research. So which one can understand various aspects from there. So the numerical results, this is the value for C, that is for the Sun Jupiter system, this value mass parameter. Resonant locations. We studied the effect of radiation pressure of Sun. We consider the orbit having resonances 5:3. So this is second order, 5:3, as shown in figure 2. For C is equal to 2.9 and epsilon is equal to 1. Epsilon is equal to 0.01 at x is equal to this. It happens at x is equal to 0.170. The transformation of these periodic orbits with the 5:3 interior resonance is shown in figure 6:6 by increasing the radiation pressure. It is observed that eccentricity of these orbits decreases with the increase in radiation pressure, epsilon. Figure 7 provides the initial locations of 5:3 periodic orbit for epsilon is equal to 0.0 to 0.15. It may be noted that with the increase in radiation pressure, epsilon, the orbits move towards Jupiter. Some of the similar things they come. So you can see here now these are the one already. You can see this orbit, that 5:3. That is 5:3 only, no? 5:3. So this is 5:3. And for this, why we call 5:3, etc. In the solar system dynamics, he has given a small portion theory. So how do we name them? So this is the location of 5:3. Epsilon is equal to 0.01, and here epsilon 0. This to this, there will be some small change. Now you see this has started changing. So these are the interior ones have started increasing, and you see the figure has started changing as you are increasing the radiation pressure. Jacobi constant is constant. See here it was looking like this, and these loops are now vanishing. You can see here they are almost vanishing. Here they vanished. So you got this figure. And further with that you get, and then you get. So you get almost a circle. You get a circular orbit. An initial location of 5:3 orbit as a function of. So this was the study to study how that is changing. Initial location of 5:3 periodic orbit as a function of radiation pressure. So as radiation pressure This is the radiation pressure from this is one, no radiation pressure, and then this is the radiation pressure. So with the increase in radiation pressure, you see this is going away because X is going increasing, So it's going away from the more massive primary. No radiation pressure, this is the location. So X, and as you are increasing, then this is going away. That is the thing it is studied here. Now merging of resonant periodic orbits. This is again studied merging of these periodic orbits for the particular systems. So here we have studied C is equal to 2.8 and epsilon 0. Now played with the epsilon. And C is a small, relatively small value. What kind of merging will take place? That is what is seen here. You can see from here to here there is a change. C 2.8, epsilon 0, no radiation pressure. These are the three orbits. 2:1, 3:2, and 4:3. Those orbits are there. And then here you see here. And epsilon is 0.13. These orbits have changed so much. And then this has become at 0.17. And from this is, here you can see this Tori valley, this quasi-periodic orbits, and this center is the orbit. So this has come almost like a circle. We can find out also exactly what will be the semi-major or semi-minor axis, and if both are same, then it's a circle. So initial location and time periods are also located for this. Mergings are same, first merging, second merging. And this is first merging, you can see it's similar to that. This is the first merging, and then gradually when you go on increasing the radiation pressure, the second merging comes. This is the 2:1. 2:1 with radiation pressure, this is shifting this way. This is the 4:3. So first 4:3 merges with this fellow. 3:2 here. And then this further continues. And then they merge here. This table shows only that one. 2:1 and 3:2 and 4:3. First merging takes place over here, in this place. And then second merging takes place at this place. Periods and their time period, etc. These details are also provided here. Okay. You can see here also first merging and second merging. For C is equal to 3. So this is for C is equal to, now we have changed the value of Jacobi constant. This is for C is equal to 2.8. We wanted to see whether C, for different C, where we are going, what happens. So here, this is the merging, first merging, and this is the second merging. And you can see here, this merging is around 0.7, and this merging also around 0.17. So something we have found out that here, this is the first merge and this is the second merge with epsilon. As epsilon, your radiation pressure, with radiation pressure, we are finding it out. And 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the Jacobi constant. 1, 2, 3, 4. This 1, 2, 3, 4. First merge and second merge. When first merge is happening, one second merge is happening. So for different values, you can see here. So this it takes a lot of time because you are telling the merging now. C for any C you can find out now where the merging takes place. So this is because see these many points have been studied. It's a very you can say quite a complicated graph in terms of computer time taken. A lot of computer time is taken to do this. So many points because different C you are finding out. And we have studied the effect of radiation pressure of Sun on the size of the periodic orbits. for C is equal to 2.99. So you can see with radiation pressure, and there is 0.83. So with radiation pressure, this has started decreasing. The size of the orbit has decreased. Red is with the maximum radiation pressure, and the other one is without radiation pressure. And you go, nothing is without the 0.91. So as you are increasing the radiation pressure, the size is decreasing. Sun-centered periodic orbit. Here, this you are seeing. Evolution period, Sun Mercury. Then we wanted to see whether small mass ratio, what happens. So because here mu is, you see how Sun Mercury system mass ratio is this much, 1 to 6 zeros 1, 6 zeros 1 6. This is the mass ratio for this. In this case, 4:3 resonant periodic orbits merges with 3:2. Here also merges at x is equal to this, and the resonance merged become 1:1. The orbit shift towards Sun with further increase in radiation pressure. And as epsilon increases, radiation pressure increases from this to this, the periodic orbits with 2:1 interior resonance shifts towards Jupiter and merges with the previous one at this and becomes near 1:1 resonance. It is interesting to note that both the mergings are found at the same location as obtained in Sun-Jupiter system. So mass parameter is not playing a role in shifting that. However, first is same, but second merge comes at different location. By seeing this trend further, we have carried out for higher values of mass ratio as shown in figure 90. It is noticed that for the as mass ratio increases, second merge near 1:1 resonance period moves towards the more massive. That moves towards the more massive primary. So this is for epsilon is equal to 0. This is epsilon is equal to 0.9. This is 0.13. And now this figure, you see, this figure comes after a lot of calculations. First merge, first merge you see blue. So it almost is happening for different mass ratios also, it is happening at the same place. You can see there is no change. But second merging, there is a effect of the mass parameter. This mass parameter is higher, this is smaller. So this is earlier merging, this is slightly later. And this mass ratio is also different. This is Sun Mercury, this is Sun Jupiter. So this for different, this is not the same. These are different. So this is, you can say as the mass parameter is decreasing, because this way it is decreasing. So merging is also happening later because you are going X in this direction. So for this is a larger, mass. This is less. This is further less for the Sun Jupiter system, 0.95. So almost same, you can say 0.40, 95, 0.30 zeros. So now this also 3 zeros. I think something must be here, some difference maybe there. And this is further as mass is decreased, this has gone up. So this is the kind of trend it was shown. So periodic orbits around Jupiter. Now, PSS revealed Jupiter-centered orbit also, C is equal to 1, which is shown in figure 20. So these are around the Jupiter. These are more useful. So here oblateness, if you take the model of oblateness, that will play a role here. Because X is around 0.86 and X is 0.98. See, 0.98 is quite nearer to Jupiter, So these here, if he had taken oblateness, some effect he would have shown. But his model was not. So if somebody wants to study this problem, maybe you can take oblateness and then study this. So you will find something different. So this is how it was. So we have studied the effect of radiation pressure on Sun Jupiter and Sun Mercury system within the frame of restricted three-body problem. The merging of resonant periodic orbits with 4:3, 3:2, and 2:1 first order interior resonance into 1:1 resonance around Sun in the Sun-Jupiter system and Sun-Mercury systems are found with the help of PSS. The solar radiation pressure plays key role in generating these mergings. The radiation pressure decreases with the increase in Jacobi constant for merging. Radiation pressure decreases with the increase in Jacobi constant for merging. So if there is a higher value of this thing, you only need less radiation pressure for merging. At the time of merging, these orbits become near circular. The period and size of these orbits reduce with increase in radiation pressure. And with oblateness, it has a little different effect. It is found that elongated elliptic orbit around Jupiter is changed into circular orbit around it due to effect of radiation pressure. The present study could be helpful for the future mission design. So radiation pressure, that can help. That we studied, when with Pooja also, when Sun-Mars system we studied, we found that the orbit, around Mars with radiation pressure, they come nearer. So that is helpful. So that's why this is also helpful over here. So anyway, number of references are given here. With that, we close our thing.